TradeTheNBA.com. This is Jonas reports for the ninth. Well, the 50% held for the S&P. Clearly, the war in Iran isn't really relevant to where the market's going at this particular stage. So, a pretty quick fade of NBI white, and looks like magenta supported above that 25 and popping back up from there. So, for as strong a DOC spread as that was very limited action to the downside. In fact, really corrected intraday, but you still have a negative shakeout. This is not great. There's no other way to describe it. That's just going to mean more of the same of this back and forth, with the propensity that things could fade further. So same thing with Nasdaq here, literally supported right at the 50% off that, making a move at this particular stage. Same issues existed that have been this whole confusion. Where are we with the AI situation? Is it going to be productive? Will oil return? Now the war is heating back up again. Exactly the timing we expected. Probably was a tad earlier than Trump wanted, being at the NATO summit, and then having to do a little crazy return thing, switching airplanes and stuff. So who knows what's going on behind the scenes there? We're not going to find out for a long time, but back and forth. Oil didn't do any massive breakout because obviously there's still a huge amount that's got to get offloaded. I don't know that it's just a supply chain disaster. You've got to get those bottleneck ships out. You got to get them offloaded. You got to get them back to start filling up new. Yeah, it's just not a simple situation. So, um, in a couple weeks is just not enough time. So, way too early for that to have been resolved, and we'll wait and see. One of those things. Europe committing to super spending on their war effort, so they're going to be borrowing a lot of money. That is very exciting for the euro. They love that construct because extra couple trillion, it matters. Creating their own demand if it's successful. We'll see. It hasn't happened yet. We're still waiting for gold. It's going to happen. There's that lag between the paper trade and what the physical metal will do. And once that shifts and you get this MBI white spike out of the way, the potential for it to break up will be there. Just waiting for it. One could argue the same thing with Bitcoin in that it has different kind of problems, though, but it's still moving. So overall, literally made those lows, matched the previous low here, popped right back up to the 50% range. And yeah, wait, look, fully retraced. You got the meeting point right now between cyan and green and your orange dip. So all of those things were positive to lead to this little spike up right now. Will it be able to, maintain and hold, or even for that matter, continue to grow? No, it's on the plus side of things, so that's better than nothing. But there's not a whole lot of excitement. This is what it looked intraday. A huge dip, but see, this is where the nice part of it is. I mean, this is like a mirror image of, just a mimic of what happened the previous day. Big decline, gets bought back up, and then proceeds to do exactly the same things. Another dip, and then late day rally. I mean, which is sort of like a broken record here when I keep saying the same thing, but these are different days and they are different charts, even though they look almost identical. So the algos are running clearly at a set time frame and looking for imbalance, just as we expect. So none of that shocks anybody. It's just a question of, is there going to be some unique Iran narrative that throws things? So this is going to be, again, this climb of the wall of fear. Be successful overall. It's just a matter of whether or not earnings will maintain themselves, and do we actually see economic growth that's outside of AI? And I think that's going to start to become the narrative, and whether we see it or not. So we'll keep an eye out for it. Anything relevant, though, I'll put it on the team chat. Have a good one. Trade well.